Hi guys, this is Breaker, and I get the feeling we're in for a long game here. I'm not going to spoil too much, but of course we do have two GMs, one of them being eXeA's favorite North American Grandmaster, Zerg, spawning in the lower left-hand corner. I have to give him VIP treatment just because he's the best NA Zerg in eXeA. It's none other than DIRESTRAIT. And his opponent in the upper right-hand corner, also a GM. Looks like he belongs to a clan by the name of DuSt. His tag is intense. Probably should. No, I did that wrong, guys. Let me go back over this. His tag is intense. There we go. Alright, yeah. Not to undermine anyone, but, well, here we go. We got a flying fortress here, as DJ Wheat like to call it. It's just an overlord. Yeah. Hi there, buddy. This is Sideshow Bob. Anywho, one thing I'd like to point out is DJ Wheat and In Control actually seem to think that these are detriments to gameplay, especially in ZVZ match. Actually, Edra thinks this is a detriment. Mirror matchups, of course, when you've got Raptorlings showing up against ordinary Lings, it becomes a little more difficult to count just whose Lings are whose because of the number of how many there are, of course. And the wings on the Raptorlings kind of make it a little more confusing, so yeah. By the way, just go ahead and click on the subscribe button. It's been floating there all game long. And let's just see what this drone is going to find out here. There is a gas just now going down. I'm not sure. I want to say that with the amount of time it's going to take to finish, I don't think we'll see enough gas harvested to crank out a Reaper as soon as the barracks is finished. But one thing that you must always pay attention to, if you're at a higher level of play, that is, just click on the Vespene, excuse me, not the Vespene geyser, but the refinery, and try and figure out how much gas is on it whenever you go in. But here we go. Gas is about 25 being harvested right now. I don't think we're going to see a Reaper out ASAP, but you know, given the timing that the SCV is moving out at, I actually would not be surprised to see a bunker go down, maybe just to get Dire to pull drones off the line and waste some mining time. But what do you know, it is a Reaper, kind of poorly timed. There's no bunker that's going to be going down in the natural just yet, and even if it does go down, I think there will be plenty of time for drones to get in on it and get a full surround on that SCV. But oh, there it is, the bunker. And it's actually at an excellent position. I never stopped to think about that, and I just made so many mistakes calling that out. I said there wouldn't be a Reaper, but instead we have two Reapers, not just one but two. And we also have the bunker going down here, and Dire doesn't see it until just now. Well, let's see how he's going to take care of this. You're going to start down a spine crawler right here, and that spine crawler will easily outrange the bunker, but of course he's going to just put it down in the main right now. And unfortunately, it looks like the Reapers, basically all they're going to do here is kind of take map control, because I don't think they actually have enough range to attack the they don't have enough range to attack the hatchery at the natural. And here we go, the second extractor going down, but I think that was just to save a drone, maybe. Yep, maybe do... no, it wasn't an extractor trick, I can say that much right now confidently. There is a second Reaper out on the map, and there's a third one in production. I want to see if he just overcommits to this a little too much. It could be a detriment, a rather large detriment at that. And the spine crawler is just going to go down, and the Queen's going to be up here attacking an SCV, and the SCV is just going to run away, save itself. Wasted mining time, if you look at it from that perspective. And here we go. Reaper's just kind of doing the dance with the Queen there, and there was some delayed mining time, just not too terribly much. And in the end, I think we actually, yeah, we had nothing that, nothing too terribly important that was missed. No drones were taken down at the natural. There is a third command center on the way for DuSt Intense. But one thing I like about the double Reaper, and if there's still a third one in production, no, there's no third Reaper in production, and there's only two here. One thing I like about double Reapers is if they are properly microed, they can be used to kill a Zerg Queen. Very few Zergs actually expect this kind of pressure, but with a forward spine crawler here, I don't think we're going to see that kind of commitment applied. And with DIRESTRAIT, we actually have an immediate tech up to layer. I actually kind of like this, so it's pretty okay. And there's a Widow Mine going down right next to the bunker, making for some very effective defense. The only real problem I can see happening right now is if we see Dire going for an early Spire immediately after the lair finishes. But we have lots of barracks being tacked on, so I think we're going to see an equal amount of anti-air as soon as, assuming that it's a Spire, if it were to go down, which we see a Baneling Nest going down. Baneling Nest actually goes well with both Spire and Infestors. Back in the Wings of Liberty days, I want to say they worked better with Infestors, but that's just my opinion. Okay, and so far so good. We're just going to wait for both players to kind of tech up a little bit more, macro up, and finally get their production out and going. There we go. 3 drones on each extractor at the natural, and interesting. It's not too terribly unusual to see this. A couple Hellions and a couple of Reapers moving out. It looks like right now their aim is controlling creep. Yes, CC doesn't just stand for crowd control in League of Legends anymore, guys. Overlord floating over here. Ling's moving out, but looks like their immediate concern is not killing any Reapers or Hellions. I think this number of Lings would aptly be able to get us around on the Hellions and Lings, or excuse me, the Hellions and the Reapers. But it looks like right now the aim of DuSt Intense is to kind of move in and see what kind of damage he can do to this Expo. I know a significant number of Reapers can actually take down a hatchery, so believe it or not, they're going to be the main DPS in that kind of a harassment move. There's the Spire. Just kind of guessing where things are going to go, but let's see how many Marines we have out right now. That's actually 13. Let's see what they have ready right now. We do have +1 just finishing up as I clicked on it. And Stim's ready to go, but I really wouldn't mind seeing combat shields going into research right now. I mean, honestly, that's the one thing that makes mutas rather useless against Marines in the mid-game stage. The very fact that they get, what's the word I'm looking for? They get combat shields, which gives them basically a defensive buff, if you will. But we also have, this is interesting. I'm sorry. Hellbats in production. Looks like, I don't know, is this something new I didn't quite catch on to? I don't play Terran, so I actually don't know how exactly morphing Hellbats works, and I have absolutely no clue why these Hellions cannot turn into Hellbats right now. Completely beyond me. And there are 2 Hellbats in back. It looks like they cannot morph freely. But it looks like the 4th base of Dire was kind of prevented there. And the mutas come in, they take a swipe at everything, and they see just what's going on. The one thing that Dire has to be thankful right now is the fact that there are no Widow Mines, but the question is, does he have enough forces to hold off against this? Right now the supply is 113 to 93. I can't believe what I'm seeing. Is there something huge that I missed around here? Infestation pit going down right now. It looks like the Marines are trying to force their way into the mineral line. They're going to get a lot of drone kills here. Just look at this. This is not... Oh my god. In a matter of seconds, the entire mineral line gets decimated. And the question is just, what kind of retaliation can we see from DIRESTRAIT happening here? This is going to be enough to take down a good deal of Marines. It's a beautiful surround, but the Hellbats are just invincible against all of these Lings, and now they are being healed by the Medivacs, getting a full surround here, and everything was just taken down by DIRESTRAIT. So the question is, how much longer is this game going to last, and just where's it going to go? I mean, I was under the impression that this game was going to last much, much longer. No foreshadowing, no deep foreshadowing, but I did see that the file size of the replay that I downloaded was about 90 kilobytes. That's indicative of somewhere to the mid to late game. And it looks like Dire is actually returning some damage here. A good deal of damage, actually. He's getting a lot of worker kills out of this. So let's check both sides workers. Now Dire is actually ahead, so he's actually, with a simple Ling run by, he's managed to put himself on even ground with his opponent in every aspect except for army supply. The one thing he has to do is make an effective trade with his next engagement. Now this is kind of interesting. Research transformation servos at the factory tech lab. Okay. Well, that looks interesting. I had no clue that happens, but it's a little bit... Oh, okay, so that's how it works out. Gotcha. I don't play Terran, guys, so I actually don't know what this is all about, but oh my god! Burrowed banelings in a beautiful position. Oh, what's this all about? What is this all about right here, guys? I don't get this. It's like these guys are moving out right on top of the burrowed banelings. Oh my god. And one Hellbat does get taken down by all of that, but I mean, just, you know, 3 or 4 Hellbats can entirely eliminate a force of Zerglings. I wouldn't say banelings so much, but I would definitely say that it is, you know, they are to Zerglings what Thors are to Mutas, if not multitudes worse. They are capable of killing Lings multitudes faster. And now we had, I believe if I'm not mistaken, I heard a medevac loading up somewhere, but no, I can't seem to find it anywhere around here. Lots of Mutas in the mix. And the only thing forgiving about the Hellbat is that they don't shoot up. So here we go. DIRESTRAIT. Ouch. He's kind of forced to engage here. That is some beautiful Baneling connections. There was a Widow Mine that went off in all of this, and now Dire is actually catching up to Intense. That was basically a big mistake and overstep by Intense, and it was kind of a misclick by Dire, but it actually ends up panning out for him just a little bit more. Look at his supply right now. He's actually higher than that of Intense. Worker supply, he's 3 workers superior, but that's all that matters. It does make a difference, and at this stage in the game, he's actually about just a handful of supply ahead of his opponent in army supply. So let's just kind of see where things get carried into the late game, as we do see the Hive Tech going down, as well as +3 infantry weapons for Terran, +2 armor finishing up, and more extractors getting tacked on for the macro. Oh no, this is actually really bad. Dire's not paying attention to this this group of Lings over here, but thankfully he was commonsensical enough to morph a Baneling over there. Excuse me, I mean an Overseer, and it looks like, ouch, these Hellions are coming over and getting a lot of kills. This is actually going to put, wow, I actually thought that would have put him ahead, but it looks like Dire made more workers in the meantime, and he's still ahead even after losing all of those workers. So let's get the record straight, guys. It is now a 4-base Zerg versus a 3-base Terran. You do not want to be in this position as Terran. You definitely want to get that 4th orbital up. But here we go. This is actually quite interesting. Dire's actually got a burrowed Ling here. Where on earth is that command center? All the way over here. My god, that's so far out of position. I would think that just building it directly over here would be more worthwhile. It's only a loss of 300 minerals if it fails. Missile turret in construction right now to kind of detect whether or not that Ling is going to block it forever. But god, I wish Dire would open up his eyes and check on this Ling. It should be able to see that turret. It does. And now here he is. He's going in. He's going to get that Muta. Oh yeah, beautiful. He actually stops the turret from constructing. So this is going to delay Intense's expo just a teeny bit longer. I'm kind of silly if that's I apologize if that's a silly focal point, but here we go. The Muta's going back in, getting some more harass in, and it looks like Dire might just be looking to get rid of these Mutas, but using them as cost effectively as possible in the same aspect. He's approaching the late game. He's got a lot of Lings in production. He's got to make some Overlords so that he can make room for Ultralisks to be produced, but he's also going for the Greater Spire at the same time. So I find this quite interesting. The command center, finally, a scan was wasted. That's 270 minerals we won't see our Terran getting back, and it looks like we've just missed a Widow Mine striking those Mutas. So DIRESTRAIT, only 16 supply below his opponent, but of course he can macro that up any second now. He's actually got 3 Ultras on the way. He's got to get a couple more Overlords out in order for him to max out. There it is. The Overlords are out. It looks like we had another Overlord taken down, and this looks like some kind of a... I'm not sure. I think this is a juke of some sort. Uh-oh, brood banelings! Oh, they were caught on too. Poor guys. There's actually a Widow Mine here. That's what gave them away. And it looks like the Widow Mines are actually moving forward, and this is quite the choke point. I gotta say, it's actually going to work against Dire right here. But there was a baneling that got in there. And it looks like we have basically Dire not willing to overcommit to that. He knows there's some kind of a tarp going down here. He knows his opponent has Widow Mines. He just doesn't know how many they are right now. It's only a handful presently. And more Widow Mines just crashing into the Lings. And these are a bunch of low HP Marines. If they could, if the Lings could actually get in and get us around from behind, I think that just the Lings themselves could take down the Marines. But right now, it's just so much that is not out on the map presently for Dire Strait. Don't be fooled. The army supply is actually counting what's also in production. And here we go. The Ultras are targeting down the Planetary Fortress. It looks like it will be saved just barely. But look at how quickly Dire's capable of remaxing just right now. I mean, he's got +4 Carapace. He's getting +5 just now for the Ultras, and +3 is finishing up. +3 is finishing up for the Lings as well. And it looks like this is the surround that may just kill the Planetary Fortress. Who knows? I like to just run Banelings into them until they die, but let's see how this unfolds the rest of this game. You know, Dire only sends me the best of his replays, but here we go. A couple of command centers going down. It looks like the aim of DuSt Intense with this is to make a Planetary Fortress here and maybe an orbital command here. Maybe another Planetary Fortress. Who knows? That would actually be even more effective. But gold, you know, gold is going to be his for in a short while. Now, it looks like the third base of our Terran may be very much so under siege soon. Muta's catching on to this, so this is actually brilliant timing by Dire, and this is actually quite the sick engage we have. I think we may just see our Terran slightly prevail over this, but he's not microing his Marauders, so what I said was actually completely wrong. Everything from DuSt Intense just got wiped off the map, and he didn't even take the time to say GG. He's like, great. Well, the Muta's caught onto that, and they went back and destroyed and annihilated the main army, and he actually didn't have any missile turrets ready here to defend. This is actually the riskiest location to expo to on the map, and Dire was actually taking the one right across from it at the same time. Alright guys, so if you liked what you saw here, go ahead and click on the subscribe button. This is Breaker. I'll see you guys next time.